Integrated reporting is a voluntary way of enhancing an organization's story through the way they think, plan, and report. Integrated reporting is a strategic and future-oriented communication about how organizations draw on the different resources and relationships available to them, the capitals, to create more value over time. The International Integrated Reporting Framework identifies 6 broad categories of capitals: financial, manufactured, intellectual, human, social and relationship, and natural. It is an opportunity for organizations to present a clear, concise, and integrated explanation as to how the value is created within a business. Integrated reporting fills the gap between economic and the social and environmental. Integrated reporting provides numerous benefits to small to medium entities that traditional methods do not, as it provides the quality information available and helps businesses think holistically about their strategy and plans, whilst also allowing them to make informed decisions, manage opportunities, and risk to build investor and stakeholder confidence. Whereas traditional methods of reporting only deals with the financial aspect without taking into consideration the social and environmental aspect. Traditional methods of reporting do not reveal the organization's actions and commitments in relation to its employees, customers, shareholders, and society. Whereas the integrated reporting is based on all 3 aspects of economic, social, and environmental through breaking down the barriers between people and the departments in the organization, therefore allowing the organization to better understand the key elements of the business. The legitimacy theory recognizes corporate action and activities, particularly regarding social and environmental issues. This theory is based on the idea of a social contract, which describes how a business interacts with society as a whole. Organizational legitimacy explains how a social contract is maintained. This theory argues that for an organization to survive, it must act in line with society's expectations and values. Previously, legitimacy was thought to only be relevant for economic performance, but times have changed, and now organizations are expected to voluntarily provide information and social disclosures in their annual reports. It is beneficial for organizations to implement integrated reporting as it improves internal management processes, creates greater trust and credibility with customers, suppliers, other stakeholders, and society, and provides a better basis for valuation and secures finance at a reasonable cost, as lenders will see how financial capital has been deployed in the past and future intentions based on a holistic strategy and business plan.
Whilst the legitimacy theory considers the organisational consideration for society as a whole, the stakeholder theory under the ethics branch considers that stakeholders that have the power to affect its legitimacy. The stakeholder theory is basing the idea of value maximisation as the ethical and moral treatment of organisational stakeholders, and thus entities trying to serve the interests of its stakeholders will create more value. One way for organisations to be seen as legitimate, whilst also taking into consideration its stakeholders, is by providing voluntary environmental and social disclosures in their annual report, as is done with the implementation of integrated reporting. Positive accounting theories help to describe, explain, or predict activities based on real-world observations. Agency theory is a positive theory of accounting relationships whereby a principal, for example, a shareholder, employs the services of an agent, for example, a director or a manager, to perform some activity on their behalf and delegates the decision-making authority to the agent. This theory can help us to understand potential arguments against implementation of integrated reporting. These include internal resistance by individual departments and individual employees, particularly resistance to the changes resulting from the implementation, the higher costs, and the resource requirements at every level of the corporation. There will also be further inertia due to a lack of experience implementing integrated reporting and an increase in reporting guidelines. This applies, of course, especially in the first year of implementation, as the process alters current business practices and whether or not integrated reporting is used to streamline reporting. Accordingly, greater resource efficiency and the streamlining of processes is one of the main advantages once integrated reporting is successfully implemented. To avoid complications, managers need to support the idea of integrated reporting with its subsequent changes and have adequate leadership skills to manage such a change in process. Using integrated reporting will build trust with potential customers and can succinctly highlight what drives value for a small to medium enterprise. Although agency theory can be seen as a barrier for implementing integrated reporting, the stakeholder theory reveals a broader perspective of value creation, and as it doesn't restrict the idea of value to just the financial, rather it encompasses all economic, social, and environmental aspects. Small to medium entities need to consider all of these factors above when considering the implementation of integrated reporting.